Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Just Hanging Out, just chilling with me. And I appreciate you for being here. I don't know. I don't know. I just did another live stream on my main channel. If you don't know what that is, check it out. Link down below. I know I'm working overtime. Hi there, Low Roller Scratcher. Cool dude. Thank you for being first. Yeah, I love you guys are my if you're here, I just want to let you know that this is my favorite channel. Um, I don't know. I think like it's just I'm a very weird person. I feel like once something's established, like my main channel now, like I'm doing a lot of game filters if you haven't noticed, like I'm just doing a lot of these things. I'm going with the algorithm. I love it. Still, don't get me wrong. I love it when people enjoy my videos, but I feel like it's becoming like a structured 9 to 5 situation almost where I'm like, I know what to do. I got to pump out these videos. Like that's just the way it goes. Like, okay, YouTube's helping me push out a lot of like game videos. So I'm just going to do a lot of game videos if you haven't noticed. Um and I love freedom and I love self-expression. I just like doing whatever I want. I don't like labeling. I don't like putting myself in like a little box. So I feel like this channel is gonna give me the freedom to just do this. Like I'm just gonna make videos and just chat with you guys and just talk about all the crazy things and every little random thought that pops through my mind. So if you enjoy these, I hope I'm not screaming at you. I'm sorry. If you enjoy these, please hit the like button. And also I want to show you this coffee that I'm drinking. This is not sponsored. Okay, I wish I was sponsored by Cinnabon. I love Cinnabon. But this is Cinnabon bakery inspired. I didn't even know they made drinks. Like I love Cinnabon for obviously like, the Cinnabon, but I guess I found this at like a grocery store and it was on like 50 cents or something. Yeah, I think it was 50 cents. So I was like, I have to have this, right? Like that's so cheap in this economy. International Delight iced coffee made with real milk and cream. Do you want to know like the calories in here? One can is 220 calories. I'm not gonna let that stop me. Laura knows I drink way more calories from like my local Starbucks. So, oh my god, and also check out my straw. Again, not sponsored. By the way, I think I try to be as honest with you guys as possible. Like if something is like a PR package, sponsored, whatever, I usually just like put hashtag PR in it. Like I will let you guys know if I get something for free because I just don't think it's cool to be like talking about stuff when it is like just to promote something and you're getting it like as like a free PR or something. So this is not. But check out my straw. So if you watch my videos, I love glass straws. Like I've been drinking through straws trying to protect my teeth, even though I really hate that my teeth isn't like white. I never gotten my teeth whitened. I have friends who have paid money to get their teeth whitened, and I like the outcome. But then I'm just scared of like the side effects because just because it worked out for my friends doesn't mean it'll work out for me. And I'm worried like if I get it super whitened and maybe I'll like the look, but then maybe my teeth will be super sensitive, and I'm not sure if that's a trade off I want. But anyways, I still try to like stay good with my teeth so by like using straws and stuff. And I've used stainless steel straws until I discovered there was glass straws, and I like seeing what I'm drinking through and the dirt that goes through it. So I like glass straws more. And then I've always had clear glass straws. But then when I passed this at like a Zwilling outlet, I'm like, I need to have this. I love Zwilling so much. Like the two little dudes. I don't know what they stand for, but the two little dudes, they're really good for like knives. So like I buy my knives from Zwilling, or my brother bought me a Zwilling knife thing, and I absolutely love it. Highly recommend. It makes a world of a difference if you're gonna like cut chicken or chop meat or whatever, and you have like a good knife versus like a dull like not good knife. And I didn't know they had straws, but when I saw this, I was just like, I need to have it. And it's colored. It's like usually when you go and you have like a glass straw, it's just like clear. But Zwilling sells these. They're colored. This one's pink. I absolutely love it. Sorry. Okay, I'll stop with it and just try this coffee. Mm. Oh my god. 8 out of 10. Pretty good. It's like not. It's a subtle sweetness. I'm trying to get better at my like adjectives. Subtle sweetness, creamy, with a light coffee kick. Not overly strong. Okay, I still suck at this. After like a bunch of food videos. I don't know why I'm still so bad at this. That's why I'm trying to read more so I can improve my terrible vocabulary. Kevin Ekbar. I'm sorry if I'm saying the author's name wrong, but Kevin Ekbar is one of my favorite writers ever, says Tommy Orange. It's a book I'm reading right now. I started reading this, I think on my last stream, and I was so proud of myself because there's over 333 pages in here, and I'm the slowest reader. Like, if there was a competition we could play right now out of everyone watching this video or ever will watch, I think I would win the contest of being, like, the literal slowest reader that I know. I've just always been really slow at reading, and, like, I'll have to sometimes, like, go back and read the previous page just to, like, refresh my mind. I think it's also because like, I'm always thinking, like, a billion other things. Even when I'm doing this, like, I'm thinking on other thoughts. I'm, like, thinking 10 things I should say, and then I'll say, like, the one thing, and then sometimes I'll think 10 things I should say, and then I forget all of them, and I say something else. That's how I do my live streams. In case you didn't know, now you do. But I appreciate all of you guys that are in here. Those of you guys that have, subscribed, thank you. It means a lot because Lord knows I need it. Um YouTube needs 1,000. You need 1,000 followers minimum to be monetized, but that's not even enough because then you need 4,000 hours. So you'll be seeing a lot of me dedicating my time to this channel. But overall, I feel like even if I got enough hours and I was monetized, I just like doing this type of, like, unscripted. I mean, none of my things are scripted anyways, even when I do live streams on the other channel, but I feel like this is, like, a pointless, nope, we don't know where we're going, like, this chat could just go anywhere, anytime, it's just whatever is coming out of my brain at all times, and I love these. Do I have any pets? So, no, but also yes, because my SO, whenever I see him, he has like a cat. But the cat is like an adopted cat. So it's just it's not even adopted. It's just stray cat that he feeds all the time. So I see this cat all the time. So I guess that's like my pet too in a sense, but it's not really because I don't like stray cats. I don't like stray animals. Like I feel bad for them, but then I'm like, okay, they're not clean. Like they're not like if it's my friend's cat, I know she's cleaned it or something. So like I feel okay about touching the cat. But then the stray cats, I'm like, I don't know how dirty that is. Like, I don't know where she or he went. Um, so I usually will like not to touch it. And then when it tries to get close to me, I'm like, oh, don't touch me. But I will say I have still petted it a few times just because I felt bad. And also it's really cute when I do pet it, but I rarely pet it. I rarely do. And then when I do, I just like run to the restroom to wash my hands like a billion times. 'Cause I think you have to wash your hands after touching an animal, even if it was my own animal. Like, my cousin had this dog for many years, and I would play with the dog, but then I would, like, deeply clean my hands before eating. But I know other people that have dogs and cats, and they're just like, "Num num, chips, eat," and then touch their animals, and then kiss their animals in the face, and then goes and grabs chips. I just don't get it. Or maybe I'm just really OCD, but I can't do that. That, like, ugh, I can't, I can't. Your first original channel, yes, the Low Roller Scratcher, so hard to get Pokemon cards, Roxy says. Um, it is. That's why I'm really grateful that my SO constantly gifts me more. I'll show you guys, but it will be shown on I will unbox it on my oh god, it's too many channels. I will unbox it on Living with Lucy, but I will show you guys what I got. You'll be the first to see all of the Pokemon stack that my SO got me that I have not had time to open. And I have a lot of Labubus that I have not had time to open. So hold on, hold on. To crawl. Get it. So I'm not gonna grab it all because it's just too much work. I have no space at my place because it's so crowded with stuff. And I'm like a hoarder myself. Like I love buying things. And I'm really, really trying. I'm trying in the year of 2025. I just want to be a minimalist. I think You guys know Marie Kondo, that Japanese lady who, like, sold books and made lots of money, and then she's, like, featured in a lot of people's shows and stuff, and she talks about how, like, happiness is when you clean up and you're organized and stuff. But then she had kids, and then she said that, yeah, like, it's hard to clean up when you have kids, but I don't have kids right now, and I find it very hard to clean up, so I think it is better. I think there is an art to what she does, and I think I will be happier when I have less things just 'cause I feel wasteful. The fact that I buy so many pairs of, like, clothing and skirts and dresses, and I don't even wear most of them. Like, if you watch most of my videos, you could see by now, like, I wore this yesterday, and I'm wearing it again. Like, I'll wear the same few pieces of clothing over and over again, but the main reason is because my place is so crowded and stuffed, and I'm lazy to go and crawl into things to, like, pick out other pieces of clothing usually, that I just end up wearing whatever's, like, outside of the closet. Like, I'm not gonna go dig deep into it. So that's one of the reasons, but I buy, like, so much stuff that is stressing me out. I need to stop. And then also because, like, now well, thankfully, um, people send me PR packages or, like, companies send me PR packages, so I get a lot of stuff for free too, and those things are also piling up to the point where I'm stressed out and I'm just, like, not answering a lot of the emails anymore. But I don't feel like creators have to answer every email. Like, if someone reaches out to me and they're like, "Oh, you want me to send like, can I send you something?" If I don't respond, I don't really think that that's rude. I just don't think that you have to respond to everything, and sometimes there's just spam. Sometimes it's just bad actors out there, you know? But anyways, I have a Havasila Boo Boo, and I think this is my favorite one. Like, let me know which one's your favorite if you do buy these, but I think this is my favorite Labubu. Like, out of all the collections, there's the macaron, not macaroon. I realize that a lot of people say macaroon wrong, like, they say a macaron, which is like a French pastry, like the really colorful, pretty ones that are usually overpriced. It's a macaron, but a lot of people I find say macaroons. But this one I think is, like, the cutest one. And then this is the Coke one, which I also find cute, but there's only 3 in here. So you could only get one of these 3 or the secret, and I think I don't want the secret. But it'd be nice to get the secret. I've never gotten the secret for anything, I've never been lucky enough, but I already have the one with the Coke can, and I would like to get the one with the Coke bottle because that was my original, like, number 1 that I wanted. So I have these to open, and then he bought me all this Pokemon stuff because he wants me to do it for content, and I'm like, "Bro, I don't even get that many views for my long videos." Like, I don't know, okay? Like, you can just check out the main channel, Living with Lucy, and you can see that I get, like, 20,000 views for, like, a short video nowadays pretty easily. Some videos still, like, are stuck at, like, 200 views, I don't know why, but most of them are, like, getting, like, 10,000, 20,000 for, like, let's say, like, a short video. Um, but those are short videos. And then on good days, it could get, like, 100,000, views or whatever, and I have a recent video I posted in May this month, and it got, like, 500,000 right now, of views, but it's a short video. But my long format videos where I do, like, the unboxing of the Pokemon or whatever, whether it's 8 minutes or a live stream, it doesn't get that many views. So, but whatever. I like doing it, I like my binder, so I'm just gonna, like this is also, like, what I post on the internet is also a little bit for me because I like to look back at things and know what happened in my life. Also, I have a terrible memory, so this just kinda helps with the situation. But yeah, this one's kinda cute because it's like a treasure box. So there's cards in here. I think there might be a toy in here too, so I'm kind of excited about this one. And there's also this one. I love Eevee, so I'm happy about this one. Gosh, it's so much. I don't and it's crazy because whenever he buys these, I'm just like, "How?" You know, because I don't see these ever. Like, when I go to Walmarts and Target, it's never around. They're always sold out. Oh, I like this. I like this character. I think Iono or Iono. I still can't pronounce it, but I like she has really cool hair. She's like pinkish bluish hair. So this has, like, I think a stand with all those cards. So I'm pretty pumped about this one. Anyways, now I have to organize that. Enough about that. As you can see by the title of my video, I do want to tell you about insurance. Just because I feel like it's something that is important but not talked about a lot. Like, besides, like, someone trying to sell insurance, they're obviously like, "Yeah, get insurance, blah, blah, blah," or, a YouTuber who's, like, sponsored by an insurance company, whatever. I think just, like, a heart to heart from human to human, and the way I talk to my family and my friends about insurance, I guess I do wanna bring it up in case this ever arises in your life. So recently, the why I wanna talk about it also is because, recently my brother was considering purchasing a form of insurance. So from my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's 2 major types of insurance. I'm talking about life insurance that usually people get. One is called whole life and one is called term. So whole life means you're literally paying for the rest of your life, or that's usually how it goes. Like, let's say you're 25 years old, they give you a premium because how it works with life insurance is, let's say you're 25, you go in, they have a nurse usually checking your blood, like everything in your body. They do a body checkup to see, okay, you're actually 25, and then this is how your body is. Like, let's say you're super healthy, um, your heart, everything's doing great. So they note all of these things down. Then they give you a premium. They tell you, like, okay, it's gonna be, let's say, $250 or $300 a month. And if you buy whole life, that's gonna be $300 a month for the rest of your life. And then let's say it's for $1 million, meaning if you do unfortunately pass, then your beneficiaries will get that $1 million. But until you do pass, your life insurance, you have to pay, let's say, like I said, the premium that was determined at the time how old you were, right? So if you were 25, let's say it was like $300 ish per month, you would just pay that for the rest of your life. That's whole life. Now, obviously that depends on how old you are, because I have a friend who bought her daughter life insurance when her daughter was like not even 1 years old. And at that point, it was like $100 a month, and it's whole life as well. So you think about the age. And I also know someone else who um, their husband bought life insurance, but at the age of like 50 something. So they're paying like 3,000 a month for that life insurance. Also, I think the payout is about 1 million or something. So you see the discrepancy. Like, when you start earlier, you are paying less of a premium, but you're paying longer in life. Whereas if you're 50, you're paying a shorter duration, but you're paying a very high premium. And that premium, that monthly payment doesn't change. That's whole life. And then term life is like 20, let's say 20 years, okay? 20 years, and every year you pay, give or take, like, let's say, like, $500, and your premium is, let's say, 1 million. So, I have tried both. I currently do not have whole life, but I have tried it. Then I gave up on it, which is kind of a waste of money, because once you cancel it, all that money goes down the drain. So if you say you're gonna pay for whole life, right? Let's say you promise you're gonna pay $5,000 a year. Like, every month you get charged for whole life. But let's say you say you're gonna pay $5,000 a year, um, until the day you pass, and you cancel it, you're not gonna get your money back. It's gone. So I did do that. That was dumb, but I was kind of like looped into it. Like, I was obviously told by these life insurance sales agents, like, "Oh, it's great, it's great, like, great investment, it kind of, like, pays itself." So, usually a lot of the times for whole life, they'll say to you, like, there's different products with different companies, okay? But, a lot of the times they'll tell you, and when my brother was contemplating it, they were also telling him, like, "Oh, don't worry, it's just, like, $5,000 a month, let's say, and then in 20 years, you'll have paid $100,000, but then that money is invested in the stock market, and it'll just keep on rolling, and basically, you don't have to pay $5,000 a year anymore after 20 years. It's gonna pay for itself, blah, blah, blah." Usually, that is a spiel. Um, and I was told this for a while, and I didn't think too hard on it, because at that point in life, I wasn't really invested in, like, or I didn't understand the stock market as much. I didn't invest for myself, so I thought of it like, "Oh, great, like, this big company that's been around forever, life insurance, they're gonna, like, help me invest, and all I have to do is pay this, and then I'm, like, secured." Um, so yeah, just wanna tell you that I'm not saying to get it or not to get it, but it's just something, um, that you definitely wanna think about in life. If you're single, no beneficiaries, like, no spouses, no kids, no family, like mom and dad that you wanna, like, pass on anything to, then that's probably then you don't have to consider. But if you do have people that either depend on you or you would like to have beneficiaries for, if, knock on wood, something happens to you, then I think that's something you do wanna think about. Like, I thought about this stuff when I was, like, in my teens, and then I obviously didn't act on to it, like, when in adulthood, but it's just stuff that I think about. Like, what would happen to my family if something happened to me, right? Or, like, what what would I want my future children to have? It's just a lot of things I feel like people don't wanna think about the sad things in life, and they're like, "Oh my god, what would happen if something really terrible happens?" But terrible things happen all the time, and you can't plan for it. Well, you should try to plan for it is what I'm saying. Same thing as, like, saving for a rainy day, you should definitely, also save for the unknown, try to protect yourself against the unknown. Um, but yeah, okay, sorry, and then also so that was whole life, and then term life is more like, okay, let's say you pay just giving you an example. Let's say you pay $500. It also depends on how old you are, when you buy it, how healthy you are, right? Same thing as whole life. But term life is more like, let's say you pay $500 a year. So it's much cheaper than the whole life. Uh, but the term life is like, okay, let's say you book it for 20 years, right? So every year you're paying the same premium, let's say $500 a year. And shall something happen to you, you get paid out like the premium. Let's say if it's not the premium, but the face value. Let's say if it was $1 million, you get paid out. Your beneficiaries get paid out the $1 million. And then, but if the 20 years up and nothing occurred to you, which is great, right? Like you're still alive after 20 years, then also all that money that you paid prior is down the drain. That's the difference. Whereas whole life, if you keep paying your premium until the day you pass, then the face value, let's say $1 million, will be paid out to your beneficiaries. So it's the thing you just have to decide for yourself, but I do think it's important to think about because I do unfortunately know friends of friends that did not get insurance and they were the sole breadwinner of their family for their wife and children and unfortunately left them with nothing. Actually, I know a couple cases of this. Um and it's very sad. Very, very sad. So I think it's like if you have responsibilities, like being a breadwinner, then think fully about your responsibilities while you are on the planet and for the days that you may not be. You just don't know. Um, yeah, so I wanted to get that out there. I personally believe in it, some form of insurance. If, like I said, you do have people that depend on you. But I also think it's very important to not just get it to get it and stress yourself out like a mortgage for a house. You have to get it when you're capable. So if you're not capable, and it's like stressing you out, you're just pulling out your hair trying to make these premiums, like it just doesn't make sense. Like I said, like because for example, $5,000, which is something that my brother was contemplating, $5,000 a year for life insurance is quite a lot. I mean, you could do a lot with that. You could go on vacation with your family with that. That's just it's quite a lot of money. Low Relish actually says you can monetize 3,000 hours and 500 subscribers with super chat only. Yeah, true. I did see that YouTube did change. Ooh. Okay, so YouTube kind of changed the rules a bit. I guess they made it slightly easier for people to like get super chats. So you have to have 500 subscribers. So subscribe. You have to get 500 subscribers and I guess a little less hours. Mm, but I think, like, people who do YouTube, your main goal here is still, like not main goal, because I think people just wanna do YouTube because some people are just artists and they wanna share, or they wanna, like, self-express, and it just makes them happy, and I think that's wonderful. Not everyone here is demonetized. Some people already have money and fame, and so that's why you see celebrities with money and fame, and they'll still do, like, a YouTube channel, because why not? So it's not the end all be all, but it is nice to be monetized, obviously, for your hard work and for people to enjoy your videos and then also get some form of congratulatory reward for it. And then you can also reinvest that into either your channel or other purposes. So I think it is definitely good, and it's good that they're trying to make it easier for people. It's just still pretty hard. You know what's harder though? I do think X, like if I could ever meet Elon Musk, I would Elon Musk and Taylor Swift are still the people, I've said this since 2021, that I would like to meet. Yeah, just alive or not alive in the world, in the history of humanity. I think they're 2 very interesting people. I would love to meet, Taylor Swift, and I would love to meet Elon Musk, and then for Elon Musk, I would probably wanna ask him questions about aliens and what he foresees for the future of the planet, and all these what if questions, but then I also be like, "Yo, can you make it easier to get paid out on X?" Because I think X is so hard to be paid on. Like, okay, because 'cause I'm literally on every single platform, right? Like, if you haven't noticed, I'm literally even on China's Red Note, and on China's Red Note, that only started like, all these TikTokers hopped over to Red Note when TikTok was supposedly banned. Obviously, it wasn't. It was, like, for a day or something, and everybody went over to Red Note, and then so I started from scratch on Red Note, and on Red Note, I still even have how many do I have? I'm gonna find you guys how many followers, but that was, like, a whole thing in February, so it's been, like, less than half a year, right? Less than half a year on my Red Note, I have gained from nothing to now having 2,245 followers, okay? So, that's my Red Note. X, I have had it for years now, and I pay X to be verified, right? That little blue check mark, and I just feel like there's no natural growth on there. Like, it's just so hard to grow on X, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, how is it that I'm literally growing on, Twitter not except for Twitter. So I'm growing on Rednote, I can gain, like, 2,500 followers just from not even posting every single one of my videos, like, I post, like, 10 to 15 a day on my main channel, on TikTok, on Instagram, okay? But I don't post all those 10 to 15 onto my Rednote account. I post, like, maybe 3, sometimes 2 a day, at most, like, 5 or 6. So I don't even post everything that I post on all my other platforms onto this Chinese brand now because I don't really care. I don't even think I could ever be monetized, like, in China. I don't even know how that works. I don't even care. But I'm just, like, posting it because it's just, like, another platform. And then you can have newer audiences at different platforms. So I was also curious, like, how the natural growth would be. And I obviously I post the least amount of videos on X because X is more like writing, chatting, and stuff. But I still try on X. Like, I still, like, try to engage, not as much, but, like, I'll still post videos here and there. And the fact is, I feel like I just been stuck at, like, how many I'm under 10,000. I definitely have under 10,000 followers on X, but I just literally don't move on X. I don't know. Let me know what your experience is for you guys. But literally, yeah, my ex has 9,300 followers, and I feel like I've just been kind of, "Please follow me if you haven't already." That's my ex, and I just feel like I've been stuck here at 9,300 for so long, and it just doesn't really make sense to me, but I'm like, "Okay." Um, am I gonna have kids with my SO? I sure hope so. I mean, SO stands for significant other, so, I mean, that's a chat for that's a whole other topic. We'll have another day where just, like, I'll dedicate it to, like, talking about kids and, like, babies and stuff. But man, yeah, that's a huge thing. Some people wanna have kids, some people don't wanna have kids. I respect it all. It's like, do what you want. But at the end of the day, I don't agree with, like, when people well, some people say, "Oh, it's terrible that, people glorify having kids." But I like to think if we had to glorify having kids or glorify not having kids, the fact that we're all here, I'd rather people be glorifying how we got here, which is glorifying having kids. But I just don't think, like, you should make anyone feel bad because some people can't, and that's not their fault. And some people don't want to, and that's okay. I definitely think it's bad when people shame others for something completely out of their control or it's just like something that they just want to do, right? Like, some people just don't wanna have kids because maybe they wanna focus 100% on their career, and having a baby is just not gonna work like that. And I rather people, I guess, if that's what they truly believe, like, they truly believe they're not gonna be good mothers or good fathers, then don't be one. Don't be one, because I would feel bad for a child if, like, if I came to this world and my parents were like, "Oh, I don't really want you to be here." Like, That sucks. You don't want that. So I just think at the end of the day, we shouldn't shame each other for not having the ideal dream life that we maybe want or like most of society wants. Hi there, Boji 2.2. Peace and blessings to everybody. Good evening. Some people think having 1 million life insurance, they feel they are targeted for the money. So I actually worked for a company at one point in my life, funny story. And it was we did deal with some clients with insurance, and I did learn a couple really weird stories where I felt a little cold about life. So basically there was this, I mean, it's not a story, but I'm not gonna reveal anything about people's personal info. I'm just gonna say it in a way where yeah. So I'll tell you this. Basically, there are people out there that are under investigation because they have married people. Let's just say, person A, there are people out there, like, let's just say person A who's married a husband prior, and that husband had a big life insurance and mysteriously passed away. Um, and person A got the money. But then that person A moved on to another husband. And then the same thing happened. Not the exact same way of passing, but also very questionable, not of natural causes. And that person is under investigation. But there's a lot of cases like that, unfortunately. But that is sick. That is sick. But yeah, but you knowing this, I hope you understand there's just I'd love to think that people are all nice and kind and sweet, but that is just not the world that we live in. There are very nice, kind, sweet people. Like one of my friends, I feel like it's basically like an angel. There are people that are just so kind and so sweet. It makes you question like, "Oh my god, how do you exist?" Right? There are those people, okay? But then there's also just the evilest, terrible human beings that I'm just like, how are you like this?" Right? So, I don't know. You just have to really try to protect yourself in this world. So, I'm gonna talk to you guys how I plan on teaching my future kids. It's just you'd rather tr like, you have to believe there's good out there and try to be the good in the world, but you also have to try your best to defend yourself from the evils of the world that there is. So, whenever you see something shady going on, like, for example, you you got into a relationship, okay? You got into a relationship, something is off. This person doesn't really make money for themselves. They are maybe just depending on you for all the money, and you don't really feel loved. I don't know how to put this. Maybe if you've never been loved, maybe you wouldn't know what it's like to be loved. I hope for you that you do find love and someone loves you truly, but I think we all have, like, a little bit of a sixth sense. So I think you can sense it, between a person who truly cares about you and someone who is ulterior motives, although there are people out there who are very good at hiding it. So really watch out for it. But if your spidey senses tell you, this person is using you or is not with you for the right reasons, maybe they're after your money or maybe something even more sinister, you gotta protect yourself, right? Because let's say you don't trust someone, maybe you could say, okay, you want a prenup or whatever. But like, let's say if you get married to somebody and they're like, go get a $10 million life insurance or even a $2 million life insurance or whatever, and you don't think they love you, well, what do you? And they don't like what you just got to think about what other things could happen. Okay. And I'm not saying everybody is terrible, like the life insurance situation story that I know of to be true. Um, but there are absolutely terrifying people out there. Um, so yeah, protect yourselves at all costs. And do take into consideration, like, do ask a friend, random YouTuber on the internet, um, on Reddit, maybe. Sometimes when you're just like something is shady and you have a feeling about something that might be bad, trust it. Because maybe you're wrong, but you'd rather be wrong than end up unalived. Mojo says, what do you think about selling life insurance? We going to make everybody millionaire before for the high crowd. Are they going to protect? Mm, I don't know. I don't know. What do I think about selling? I've actually been approached to sell life insurance multiple times by different people because I don't know if you guys know how it works, but there's again tons of different life insurance companies around the world, different countries, different sets of rules. Kind of similar though. There are certain smaller and there are larger companies where they have people working as life insurance agents, and part of their commission is that they'll recruit you, and then so they'll be like, "Oh, Lucy, I work in life insurance. Do you want to join life insurance? Once you join me in life insurance and you also start selling life insurance, we can make like a lot of money together. But oh wait, I also need you to buy life insurance from me before you join." Like it's like one of those, what is it called? M MLM? Is it multi-level marketing or something? I'm not sure if it's really like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there'll be people that are trying to recruit you, and then they make money off of you by telling you maybe you can make more money by selling insurance. So that's something I'm not interested in. Again, I believe in insurance. Okay, I believe in having car insurance. I believe in having life insurance if you are capable of paying for your life insurance, for example. Car insurance, you have to. Okay, if you have to drive to work, you got to get car insurance. Okay, um, but I believe in the concept of it, even though ever since I was a child, I also was like, "Oh, life insurance, kinda sketch," It's like your life, mixing that up with money, kinda weird, and I still do think that, um, but I do believe in it because after hearing the bad stories of a breadwinner or somebody who didn't prepare for it, unfortunately getting sick and leaving, their families behind with absolutely nothing but a major bill actually, and funeral costs are not cheap. That sucks even more. So I do believe in it, but I just don't that's not something I feel like I'm passionate about, so I couldn't. I'd rather sell jewelry, which I did sell at one point, as a salesperson. I feel like you just and again, no hate to the people who sell, like, life insurance. Someone's gotta sell it. So it's fine. It's like whatever you believe in. For me, I still believe in it. It's just I have other things I'd rather dive into than that. Um, a church member, they said, had few million life and oh gosh, Boji, man. See, it's like when you learn about a crime or like a story in real life, and I think most people will automatically think that there is something more sinister going. I think that's just the way our minds work. I'm like that too. If I were to see a story, I would be like, or like, this is generally what people think though. Like a spouse did it if like their husband or their wives mysteriously passed, on like a hike or a vacation. Like most of us will think something really dramatic happened or like a setup. And sometimes it is. Sometimes it is actually just that simple. Other times, maybe it wasn't that bad, but we like to make it more dramatic, so I have no idea. That's why we leave it to the professionals. Even though sometimes I question, the results that happen in real life. I don't know, have you guys heard of the coffee killer? I think you can search this person up. I think it's in is it in Indonesia? I might be wrong, but It was a story from, I wanna say a couple years back, at least like 7 or 8 years. I can't believe it's been that long, but when I heard it, I was like, "Oh my god." And I just remember it was a story that allegedly, at the time it wasn't convicted, allegedly a girl put poison into her friend's coffee outside at, like, a public restaurant, and then her friend passed away. That was alleged. I just remember hearing that in the news, and I was like, "That is insane. That is so crazy." And then you know how, like, so many things happen, like, so many other news happen, and you just forget about it? So I didn't even know that that was so long ago. And then recently it popped up on my, like, FYP on YouTube, and it's like, they're now calling her the smiling coffee killer, I think, or something like that, because she did go to jail. So I think she was, like, convicted clearly. Um, she went to jail for, like, I think the last 7 or 8 years or whatever, but I think she was actually supposed to go to jail for 20 years, and then I don't know, I was reading the comment section and someone mentioned something about Netflix coming up with a show based on this, and how that might have added to why she was released early. I don't know, it was really confusing. Do your own DD. This is just my understanding from the comments, but I might be wrong. Either way, this person's out and doing interviews, like, this person who went to jail. Um, it's really weird. I don't understand it. I don't understand. And this woman who poisoned her friend, I guess, like, she was from Australia, so this was, like, apparently a huge case in Australia. She was from Australia, and then she went and met her friend who, like, at that point in time lived in Indonesia or something, and apparently that's what happened. But what it just boggles my mind, but I guess it's also kind of like a warning. What I learned recently from this case is that I thought it was just like a jealousy story, right? Like, maybe this girl was just really jealous of her friend and then just, like, obviously you shouldn't, but, poisoned her friend because she out of, like, just pure raging jealousy, or maybe there was something that happened between the 2 that we don't know about. But now I learned, like, more, like, details on this case, and apparently the girl who passed away, who got, I think it was cyanide, like, she was poisoned by it. Um, this girl who was poisoned, she had a wedding recently, like, which like, 8 years ago or whatever. She had a wedding, and she actually didn't invite, or I think she didn't invite the girl that she ended up having coffee with, the one that was convicted. But then it's like, I don't know why. What if you're not gonna invite someone, like, okay, if I'm friends with someone and I did not invite them to my wedding, and then they wanna have a, like, meet up for coffee with me. There was also a 3rd girl there, but, like, another friend that also was invited that nothing happened to her. Um, but I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. I think if I decided that someone wasn't worthy to, like, come to my wedding, I probably don't wanna have coffee with you. I don't know. I think that's how that I'm gonna stand by that from now on. Not saying everyone around you is, like, cuckoo and it's gonna hurt you in some way, but if I'm not gonna invite someone and I already know you, and we were or at one point friends, maybe something happened and I don't wanna invite you to my wedding, and then you ask me to hang out afterwards, I probably don't want to see you, but then that's rare. I think that's, like, one of the saddest things I've ever heard. But it's like, I guess it's, like, also, like, a lesson learned. "Hey, Alexa, stop." I don't know why my Alexa always just goes on for no reason. But yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys in case you find it useful one day. I think sometimes when you find people, either toxic or you think they're not good for you, just cut them out entirely. I don't see the point in being friendly with every single person. There are people in my life where I have been friends with and then learned that they backstab me, or they're not actually good for me or good to me or loyal in any way, and then I just cut you out. Just don't talk to them ever again. That is what you get. You get cut out of my life forever. Like, if I were to ever, like, and I this happened before where, like, I'll bump into them even, like, at a grocery store or somewhere, and you can just do small talk, but I'm not gonna get coffee with you. not gonna act like we're besties because 'cause we're not, and I think sometimes it's just better off that way. Again, not saying everyone's gonna put something in your coffee, but yeah, that's so wild. I'm I wanna see what Netflix does with the show, but in the comment section, at least, of the news that was talking about it, there were a lot of angry people saying that, like, maybe Netflix shouldn't try to make a show of everything because sometimes you give too much attention to these people who they say are clearly guilty. Anyways, I'm gonna be here, um, and try to read more of my book that I'm very proud of myself for having started. I mean, I read it the day before, so yesterday I didn't read this at all because I was trying to focus on just, like, my e-commerce and listing and stuff, um, but I'm gonna try and read this, like, and finish it soon because my this is for my book club with friends, and we're having, like, a book club meeting soon in June, and I need to finish it. It is like homework at this point, but I do like this book. It's actually really sad though because I was reading it and it is fiction, this book, but they do talk about details, I guess, that actually occurred. So there was a plane in 1988 that was shot down. So it's July 3rd, Washington, July 3rd, United States Navy warship in the Persian Gulf was shot down in an Iranian passenger plane. So basically, a regular passenger plane was shot down by the US Navy in 1988. And when I read this, because it's part of like a huge storyline of one of the characters in here, I was like, is that true? Like, how that's so sad if it was. Um, but then I'm like, but wait, why would they like I mean, they could have made it up as like just like entirely fictional book. So I Googled it and it is a plane was shot down before in the past in 1988. And it just made me think about, like, that moment in time has no effect on me and my history and my family history, obviously, me being Asian. Um, and it just makes me think about, like, how there's so much out there and there's so much pain that, like, I would never understand from another culture. And even, like, something that might have happened in Korea or, like, Japan, if I don't have family there, I wouldn't really know, or if someone didn't teach me that history, and just depending on how old you are, like, what you know, it's, like, sad, but also, like, a lesson, I guess, that, like, we just really don't know what other people, and their family traumas sorry, and what they've been through. Um, you just like, I really would have I could have gone, like if I didn't read this book, basically, I could have gone on, like, my entire life not knowing about this 1988 incident. And now that I do know about it, it's not like I can change anything, but it's just makes me sad, and also makes me think, like, the unbearable trauma, like, of being, because this is one of the characters in the book. It's, like, being somebody and that is actually someone's life, like, if you have a loved one that was on that plane, like, I can't even, like I can't even think to begin to understand the feeling. Anyways, I'm gonna read some. Um, sit and chill with me in the silence. I'll try to read a comment if there is, like, a specific question or something like that. And thank you for being here. Oh, sorry. So context for that passenger plane being shot down is also because the US mistaken it for a jet fighter. So it's not like they were just shooting down passenger planes. It's it was a mistake. Oh, totally forgot that my light is on. It's so bright and it's so hot. I wish you guys understood how hot my selfie light is, like all the time when I'm do little videos every single day. It just gets really hot. But the lighting is just not as good once I turn it off. Like this is just the MacBook camera that I'm using, which isn't that high quality, but I feel like once you put the light on, it just looks like it's higher quality. Once I take it off, it just looks like another potato camera. I'm on page 50. Oh, and I lost where I was. Okay, there I am. Oh my gosh. Okay, I am done. I wanted to read till like 6:30. It's 6:40 because I read so slowly that it took me. I started from like page 44, I think, and now I'm on page 58. So that took me like a really long time just to get to like 14 pages. I only read like 14 pages. But it's fine. I feel like only I'm judging myself when I read all the time on how slow I'm reading, but it's better than not reading at all. OG Crypto Daniels. Hi there. Good evening. Just tuned in and see. ah. Yeah, I finished. If you rewind back, I don't know if you can rewind until I post it, but there's a lot of chit chat, not about this book, in the beginning of this video. But now that I am done, 10 minutes late from my planned time, I'm gonna bounce. Thank you guys for joining me for this most random hour. There will be definitely more. I'm not always gonna do streams from here. Maybe I'll be in like my kitchen, living room in the future, or hopefully one of these days, just out randomly in public doing a live stream through this channel. So you can expect very random videos. I still have a lot more that I haven't edited to post on this channel. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like my newest, most random channel. Happy weekend. Take care of yourselves. Hit the like button, even if you didn't really like the video. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.